I know I'm acting stupid, but being dumb. Maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip, 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 now trip, trip, trip. Oh, flick that switch, kill the lights. Oh, wasted. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, cause when we're doing our thing, we're the wheels that won't stop turning. I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb. Maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Just go a little crazy and lose it. I don't care if we're dumb, it's the only way we know how to do it. Make me feel so young. Oh, 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 oh,
Hello everybody, so welcome to, this is the last day of romanceathon, and I know it is like the evening now, but I waited until I finished this book before I like updated you guys. So I just finished If I Never Met You, and I actually really enjoyed this book. I think I'm going to rate it 4 stars on Goodreads. I loved that the characters were older, so I felt like I could relate to them more. So it's a 36-year-old, and I think the guy is a couple years younger. I think he might be like 32 or something like that. But I really liked, this is a like fake dating trope, but it's also a very like slow burn romance, which I love and appreciate so much. There is like no like sex or anything in this book, so if you're one of those people that isn't a fan of like reading the sex scenes and the smut, this is more like mature relationship kind of building, which I really appreciated them having that in there. So if you didn't watch yesterday's video, this is about this girl Lori who has been in a relationship for 18 years with her boyfriend Dan, and they had talked about her getting off the pills so they could start having kids, and that like kind of freaked him out, but also he wasn't happy in life and had started kind of like falling in love with someone else. So he breaks up with her and gets with like this other girl and gets her pregnant right away, which leaves Laurie being like, what the heck, like you said that you didn't want kids at all, and now like you are having a kid with someone else like 3 months after we break up. So then we read about Lori and this co-worker named Jamie who he wants to be like in this like fake relationship with her. Well, they both have like different like opinions of why they should be in this fake relationship. Jamie wants to kind of like be known as like kind of settling down, because he's kind of like, he's known as like a player in the office, and he wants to get this promotion, so he wants to actually have like a fake serious relationship to get this promotion. And Lori wants to have like this fake relationship with Jamie because she wants to get back at her ex-boyfriend Dan, because all of them work together, they're all lawyers at a firm. So she's like she's gonna make like Dan jealous about it, and so like they both have like, you know, the reasons of why they're going into the fake dating. And then obviously fake dating usually leads to, you know, you actually having feelings for somebody. So really enjoyed this book. I thought it was extremely cute. The downside from it for me was that like it is a British book, so it was very hard for me to understand at first. And then even listening to the audiobook, the author is Scottish, so it's a thick Scottish accent coming through. So in order for me to read this, I ended up listening to the audio and reading it physically at the same time. So I was able to listen to it at like 2.5 to 3 times the speed and like read it, and that helped so much. I highly suggest you guys doing that for, you know, books that you're having a hard time getting into. Speaking of that, I didn't decide to finish this, Get a Life Chloe Brown, in time for the end of romanceathon, but I am going to do that same trick of reading the rest of this with the audiobook. So I'll probably be working on that the last couple of days here in June. I have the marker in here on page 155, but I know I listened to the audiobook after that, so I'm not exactly sure where I'm at, but I think I'm probably around like the 200 page mark in Get a Life Chloe Brown. I wasn't enjoying this one like really at all, and so that's why I haven't like picked it up. It is very like smutty, but I'm hoping that maybe like sitting down and like reading it and listening to the audiobook will help, and maybe I can like bump up like my enjoyment of it. So hopefully this gets put in my June wrap up, maybe, or it might have to be pushed into July, I'm not sure. I read Heartstopper, which is a male graphic novel. This was like extremely cute, like giving it 5 stars because it was really just like pure and innocent. It's amazing. So if you haven't read Heartstopper, highly recommend it. That was a good read for, you know, quick and easy. Then I also finished The Boyfriend Project, which I think I ended up giving 3 stars. This one was just kind of like, I feel like I'm not gonna even remember what it's about in a couple of weeks. It was kind of not very memorable, but this book is about these like 3 girls that find out that they all were like dating the same guy. He was like catfishing them all, and they find that out, and then they become like really good friends and like make this pact of like not to like, you know, get a man or whatever, and just like, you know, have the goals for their own life. And I really did enjoy the friendship aspect of it. I wish there was more friendship aspect of the book, but then I wasn't a huge fan of the guy later on. Like, I liked the guy in the beginning part. I thought he was like super sweet and nice, and he reminded me of like Jim and like Pam from The Office. But then once we got to the end, he had like lied about something that was really big and detrimental to the girl's job, and so I don't know, I didn't really like that part. So I rated it 3 stars, but a lot of other people might really like it if they don't care about that. And then last but not least, I read The Idea of You, which was my favorite book of romanceathon. Gave this 5 stars. It's one of my favorite books of the year now. This is a forbidden romance with a 39-year-old female and a 20-year-old male who's in a boy band, like a very famous boy band. And the lady, she is a divorced mother of a 12-year-old girl, and this 12-year-old girl is obviously like fangirling over this boy band member before she even knows that her like mom is having a relationship with him. So there's like all these different like problems that arise. Like, obviously the age thing is like really frowned upon. Obviously, like, you know, the daughter kind of being in love with the guy that your mom's in love with is frowned upon. And then also the fame part is frowned upon, because you have to think about like how people, like, they can't do normal things. Like, once social media like found out about their relationship and like the huge age gap, like there was all this hate towards her. And so it was such a powerful story to read. I absolutely loved it, and it has such a good ending. It has like one of my favorite endings, because I love bittersweet endings. So like, it was absolutely amazing. It's exactly what I want in a romance book, and I highly suggest that you guys read it and pick it up in the future. I saw some of you guys commenting on some of my other daily vlogs where I was talking about The Idea of You, and I know, like, with me just saying that it's a 39-year-old and a 20-year-old, you're like, I know you're like, that sounds gross, like, you know, that's a baby, you know, stuff like that. But actually reading the story, the 20-year-old is a lot more mature than you would think. And so like, reading it, it didn't feel like it was like a little boy and like an older woman. He did seem a lot older than 20, and like she even says that multiple times in the book, that like he's very well spoken and well mannered and stuff. So yeah, like it wasn't like creepy or anything like that. These are the books that well, except I didn't finish Better Life Chloe Brown, and of course The Boyfriend Project. I have it upstairs. I didn't feel like getting it. These are all the books that I read or almost read, and yeah, I think that Romanceathon went really well this year. To think that I almost completed 5 whole books is really cool. I mean, I know one's a graphic novel, but like still, I feel like I did really, really well, better than I expected it to be. Definitely let me know down in a comment like how you guys did. What's like your favorite book that you read during Romanceathon, or if you didn't like any of them, tell me your least favorite book that you've read for Romanceathon. But that's it for this video. I'm actually going to go and watch some of this new show. I think it's called Labor of Love or something like that. My friend Pam told me about it because she said that since I like The Bachelor and Bachelorette so much, that I would like this new show. So I'm gonna watch it for a little bit before I go to bed. I need to go to bed at a decent time tonight because the masquerade ball that like I went to last night, like just online or whatever, we stayed up talking until 4:30 in the morning. So I woke up at like 10 o'clock today, but obviously that wasn't a lot of sleep. So I'm gonna watch some TV and then I'm going to head to bed. But I will see you guys very soon in some videos because I have a June haul that's gonna be going up. And then of course I have like my July TBR, my June wrap up, and my July plan with me. So there's going to be a lot of videos coming in the next couple days. So hopefully you guys aren't tired of seeing my face. Bye everyone. Just a little bit folded. I feel so young.